Florida affair caught on text and charges of extortion. That's the state of play between one of the wealthiest men on the planet and the most famous tabloid in American history. Trace Gallagher has the story tonight from our West Coast newsroom that's buzzing. Trace.
Hi, Laura. Yeah, when the world's richest man says he was blackmailed by the world's most famous tabloid, it tends to generate a little buzz, and now you have the feds involved. First, Bezos went on a blogging platform called Medium and posted details of the alleged extortion, including messages sent to him from the National Enquirer, its parent company American Media, and American Media CEO David Pecker, threatening to release intimate photos of Bezos and his girlfriend Lauren Sanchez unless Bezos agreed to, one, call off his investigation of how the Enquirer got the private pictures and text, and two, issued a statement saying the investigation that uncovered his affair with Sanchez was not politically motivated. Well, Bezos, of course, refused, writing, quote, "Of course I don't want personal photos published, but I also won't participate in their well-known practice of blackmail, political favors, political attacks, and corruption. I prefer to stand up, roll this log over, and see what crawls out." American Media has now responded, saying it wasn't blackmailing Bezos and that the messages were good faith negotiations to resolve the matter, saying, quote, "American Media believes fervently that it acted lawfully in the reporting of the story of Mr. Bezos." Now, that said, American Media CEO David Pecker says the company will conduct its own investigation into what, if any, action needs to be taken. And the government is also getting in on the action. Federal prosecutors are now looking into the National Enquirer's handling of the Bezos extramarital affair story. As for how the intimate photos were leaked in the first place, a reporter for the Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos, says that he has spoken with Bezos' lead security consultant, Gavin DeBecker. Watch.
Gavin DeBecker told us that he does not believe that Jeff Bezos' phone was hacked. He thinks it's possible that a government entity might have gotten hold of his text messages.
Though earlier, Gavin DeBecker said publicly he thought the brother of Bezos' mistress, Lauren Sanchez, played a role in leaking those private photos and texts. We shall see. Laura.
Trace, great job. And our next guest finds the invasion of privacy complaint from Bezos warranted, but also hypocritical. Filmmaker Peter Schweizer has a new documentary that examines how these tech behemoths operate in stolen and manipulated information. That's your information, by the way. Peter joins us now. Peter, the National Enquirer seems to be in the wrong here with how they came after Bezos, but it's kind of ironic, isn't it, that Bezos is crying foul about stolen texts when these tech companies can be guilty in the end of much worse.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Laura. You know, about a decade ago, Eric Schmidt of Google declared that privacy was dead. And the tech titans have essentially been selling everybody's information. And what's troubling is they don't just use that information, our information, to, you know, sell us advertising and sort of things like that. They also use it against us. And so to me, it's quite ironic. I sympathize with Jeff Bezos, but I find it quite ironic that they're raising privacy concerns when the high-tech industry, primarily Google and Facebook, but also Amazon, peddle in selling our information and invading our privacy on a regular basis.
Well, Peter, another point is that the employees of the Washington Post who ultimately work for Bezos saw that one blog post, you know, basically trying to out the National Enquirer and are just celebrating him as a national hero. Let's watch.
There is a certain amount of badassness about Jeff Bezos that I think makes us all proud to work for him.
Badassness. That's where we are. And I want to play one more thing, though, because this is funny. This is Dylan Byers of NBC also saying that this all could be good in a way for Bezos. Let's watch.
To me, it's not so much what does National Enquirer have on Jeff Bezos that's driving this story. What I wonder is what does Jeff Bezos maybe have on the National Enquirer? What does he have about the ties to Trump? He's earned his journalism wings with this move. So he has pulled off a masterstroke in terms of recasting his own image, in terms of making himself look like a good guy again.
That's a pretty interesting turn. A good guy, a hero. He's a guy just like you and me, Donnie Deutsch said on Morning Joe. So it is kind of an image recast. But then again, Pecker has he's already gotten an immunity deal from Mueller. So it's like he's working with Mueller on some of this, killing the stories about Trump deal. So I don't get where any of these people are going. What do they have to hide? What does AMI have to hide? I don't get it.
Yeah, no, look, it's interesting. Jeff Bezos is in this story kind of the victim, right? So that's going to help him. But I think most people are going to look at these tech titans and ultimately not view them in a sympathetic light. And it's not, in my book, because they make a lot of money. More power to them. They create these great companies, these great products and services. But it's because of the invasion of privacy. With all these online companies, including Amazon, a big part of their revenue stream is selling information about you. And they use that information against you. Some of them at Google and others talk about the fact that their goal is not just to sell you information, it's to actually change and manipulate your values and your views. So, look, I sympathize with Jeff Bezos in this case, but to paint him as some kind of a victim like the rest of us, I think is patently ridiculous.
Peter, before we go, I got to get your quick thoughts on Hillary Clinton, who I guess is maybe they just need a woman to get the job done over there running for president. I mean, she's still dangling out the prospect of running, and it looked a little more likely today that she was actually going to throw her hat in the ring. With everything that you exposed about Hillary and the email server, how good would that be?
Well, I think it would be an enormous gift to President Trump if Hillary Clinton were to run. What I'm betting on is that Terry McAuliffe, the former governor of Virginia, will be the stalking horse for the Clinton machine. They're longtime associates. He raised a lot of money for them when Bill was president. They helped him get elected governor of Virginia. So they're going to try to live vicariously through Terry McAuliffe and go up against the Obama machine in 2020 with their candidate. And I think it's going to be quite a slugfest.
Wow. Peter, thanks so much. We really appreciate it tonight.